Hello, this is Wojciech Pietrzak again, and welcome to my ITSL game against Xandre Puig. The pronunciation of my opponent's name is upon my daughter's words, because she speaks Spanish to some extent and I don't, and my opponent is Catalan, plays under the Catalan flag, which is not Spanish, and Catalans would be offended to hear otherwise, but is, I may quite safely assume, that is pronounced as if it was Spanish from the linguistic point of view. Now with this hand I don't think anything is better than defectors, just to disallow him take the initiative from the beginning. And well, Asia is secured. Not a bad hand actually, with quite obvious choice between Arab-Israeli war and Indo-Pakistani war to be held. Now I think I should counter it with a high card, because he rolled quite high, damn it. I should certainly train rolling dice, because it's kinda sort of crime how I used to do it recently. And practice makes the master. Influence, East European unrest. I think I'll do something similar to what I saw now. Maybe not to such an extent similar. Tit for tat cooing in Lebanon doesn't look that bad, and gives me the option to dump Arab-Israeli war sooner or later, although this is a space race candidate if I have time to space, because that's not so obvious that I will, that I would. Perhaps. I've been actually practicing Norwegian and German in Duolingo. So we have Asia scoring, I assume. This gives him 3, but without an extra 4 for the domination. But the bad thing is, this is one of the bad things, and another bad thing is that Indo-Pakistani war has now strongly reduced chances. Still has to be played, and I won the Indo-Pakistani war, and I think this is great. And I think I can take the risk of taking South Korea. Oh no, he scored Asia immediately. So I can take the risk of playing Arab-Israeli war into Egypt, letting him have the war. He didn't roll a 6. Asia scored, but now it looks slightly in my favor, provided he doesn't get a D card soon. Defcon's at 3, so I'm not gonna go to Thailand, I guess, because he's gonna have his Defcon at 4. Instead, I think I'll take France, provided I'm not blockaded now. Yep. have to discard it. So, should I dump Defcon or not? I think I shouldn't. This is not as good hand as the previous one, and Red Scar Perch would make it even worse. But with UN intervention it doesn't look that bad, and Marshall Plan coming so early but after blockade is always nice. Plus I control Suez Crisis. This is also nice. He has plenty of nasty cards now, like De Gaulle, or oh, maybe De Gaulle is not as nasty. Socialist governments, Red Scar Perch, maybe not as that plenty. He did headline De Gaulle, okay, so I'm not going to put any influence in France. So he just wants to take France, I assume. And yes, Defcon at 4 is helpful. What should I UN intervene? That's the question, the very good one, of course. I'd like to avoid playing the China card. But if he leaves Pakistan unprotected, I think I will play the card. Influence with socialist governments to France. I don't think this is the really best he could do. First of all, headlining socialist governments would be more aggressive, but now Suez Crisis is not actually a crisis, because it can be repaired. Okay, let's first attempt a coup. This was a very good result, nearly forcing him to counter in Middle East, to which I can take Pakistan and then fortify myself. He had Red Scar and didn't headline it. Okay, this can't really be countered so strong. But this one can. So I think I'm gonna hold Korean War and something. And Space Korean War. Okay, he had Middle East scoring. It's a pity that he had it now and I hadn't fortified yet. Okay, let's have it played instead. And gone. But now I think the score doesn't look very good because he had triggered the scorings. But I can take Iran, Thailand and fortify Pakistan, and suddenly it all starts looking very good. I can get rid of Suez Crisis almost painlessly. And I kinda sorta have to do it, but I'll be able to defend Europe against his domination anyway. And take a battleground he refused to take himself. Plus now East European unrest would be strong. He had another scoring, Yet another point in his favor. Yeah, I don't think I can avoid giving him this one. And if he plays containment now, I think I'll take my chance to space Nasser. Or maybe to play UN intervention. To Thailand and Pakistan. Another option is of course to break France with NATO and hope that Truman goes into my hand, ignoring containment. No containment. So NATO it is. So Asia and Middle East came to my hand. He can destroy both with some combination, and he has both D cards. But after Middle East, at least Asia will be harder for him, or at least more costly. The fact that he has both D cards makes it somewhat tempting to play 5-year plan for an event. He also got Truman, but perhaps he couldn't be helped anyway, and doesn't stop Asian domination anyway, but it was nasty. Well, of course, I won once, he won once. So now I assume he's gonna coup, and then I think I'm gonna play 5-year plan, because, well, this is a decent chance. 1/3 chance of grabbing him 1D card. Coupping in Panama. Very fortunately for me, this coup failed. And come on, D card. Yes! Now I think I will play Nasser, because I want to get rid of it. I want to keep UN intervention in my hand for the next turn. Yeah. On the other hand, I could space Nasser when he plays the containment on his last action round, which I assume he does. Yeah, Thailand access, so Asia scoring can't wait any longer. I remind you my game which was tied by me, and one of my crucial mistakes was to delay Asia scoring for too long. Now the priority is Mexico, and yeah, I should go to Guatemala. To some extent I expected this. Took his influence from Romania too easily. So Truman, containment, and what's the last card? Not that I had a big choice. Okay, so Europe is gonna wait for some better times. AR5. Now I'm provoking him to give me a coup. Spacing, space, special relationship when it's not boosted. Interesting. Let's try to... I said let's try to... Yes. Thank you. Yeah. And now that Egypt is no longer that important, I may just spread here. I don't like Africa and I don't like South America, but other than that, it looks better than usually for US at this stage of the game. I don't think this is the hand to discard Europe scoring, and I think I may take a risk of missile envy. Yeah, I know, we will bury our Cuban Missile Crisis and duck and cover in his hand, and goodbye. Plus, I could have been more aggressive with colonial rear guards. Yeah, objectively speaking, this might have been a blunder. Even if I don't fail now. Well, too late to do anything about it. Latin American death squads, and it doesn't work yet, so if I am able to coup, I can deny him most of the usefulness of it. However, Che is now kinda sorta problematic, but hey, we have UN intervention. But if we play UN intervention, we will have to play all the cards without saving Kennedy. Okay, so Kennedy is gonna come later. Maybe I get salt. US, Japan, okay. Queen, Panama, yep. Aggressive moment. Southeast Asia doesn't need boosting, not now at least. Africa does. Central America now doesn't look that bad. They'll be able to make things. Panama Canal or arms race. I don't think I can play arms race for an event this turn. He can take Algeria and Panama at once with a 4. He doesn't seem to have a 4. Okay, let's score Europe, because we may have no time for this later. And then I think I'm gonna start fighting against his South American control, which is potentially painful. Ooh, you're so rich. Okay, let's take chance on this. I like it so far. I like what I did in Central America. Maybe he thinks that I have South America scoring. The bad thing is I will have to trigger socialist governments actually, rather than space it. I don't really have good ideas to fight for South America now. The remaining scoring: Americas, Africa and Southeast Asia. Africa looks not that good. South America looks creepy and crippling. He certainly doesn't want to give me a coup. And he even preferred to give me this. Okay, what can he do with socialist governments? I think nothing. I would have to repair. Yeah, he had this now. Maybe it's worth actually taking Cuba. Yep, why not? The main reason I don't want to take Cuba when Fidel is gone is Ortega, but come on. I can't be frightened for such things when I played Missile Envy for an event. I will think about Europe later. Central America scoring is in my hand, but I think Red Scar Perch is much better for starters, and it's actually a very good hand. It's too early for Alliance for Progress to be evented. Africa may be painful to some extent. South should wait for some opportunities in the deck. Well, Red Scar Perch is already an opportunity. But I have to remember about coups. So Alliance for Ops, because it's too early to event it. I failed the coup. So let's score it immediately. Africa and Southeast Asia left. I am controlling Vietnam revolts. Southeast Asia the only left. So while this is true, maybe I can start fighting here. One effect I may achieve is to set up a great score in Asia. The other possible effect is to get him rid of high cards. And the third possible effect is to make Vietnam revolts free play, if he actually takes Vietnam. I also have a coup target. It's Botswana. That's the only scoring which remains, and I have to take care of the map. I think John Pope for an even comes next. Then Salt taking Red Scar on turn. Maybe Salt taking UN intervention. On turn 6. On AR5. Then we will bury you. And then UN intervening, Vietnam revolts, although this is worth playing anyway. This was worth winning. Okay, switch plans. Now I no longer dominate Asia. So Salting Red Scar Purge and Brezhnev Doctrine for a coup. Last action round. Making him unable to space both grain sales and Voice of America might be just enough to trouble him. Do I still want to salt negotiate him? Yeah, I still want to do it. Quagmire now would be nasty, but well. But if he has things like CIA, this wasn't the worst idea ever. Have these coups. On the other hand, he may have DEFCON at 5 if he wishes at the beginning of the next turn for some realignments in West Germany. Cultural Revolution in the discard pile. Yes, CIA as expected. Summit and Willebrand continue. Boo. Okay, he got rid of CIA. And nuclear subs was a way to do it. Now a 6. Not really needed that much. And of course, let's go purge. And accept long gunman. This is a good hand, which can be used to any sort of aggressiveness. Yeah, Quagmire with Defcon at 4 is nasty to some extent, but well. Assuming I get on my first attempt, it's great. Assuming I'm not, it's not so great, because I'd like to play my other cards. For events. Indonesia? Yep. Okay, first attempt worked. I assume he's lowering Defcon now. To which I probably respond, whoa, he's lowering Defcon this way now. This requires some thoughts. Yeah, I think I'll take this chance until it remains. Then I'd like to play Usuri as my last action round, but to be aggressive enough, it should... I am the influencing there. So I think this is the time to attack his Southeast Asian things, or maybe not. Yeah, let him score this Southeast Asia. Let's take back Thailand when it comes to it. In the meantime, what should Junta do? For example, this. He needs a 4 to be able to respond to it. If it's Muslim Revolution, I may suddenly play Sadat. I should use something for a coup, probably Cuban Missile Crisis in Botswana. He had the scoring, yeah. this couldn't be helped too much. So Cuban Missile Crisis for a coup, Sadat probably for an event, and Usuri for an event last action round. But my position in South America is now quite well set up. On the other hand, I do not dominate anywhere but Central America, and now cards are gonna come back. I haven't seen Nixon, grain sales, Voice of America, all this stuff I would like to see, but unspaceable for him now. He must have tough time. Yeah, I need a coup. Oh, that was a good one. Europe is quite volatile. So, my friend, did you get rid of playable cards? You didn't. But now I may count on Warsaw Pact never formed. I think I like it. Not very lucky by him. I think he has grain sales and something as nasty as our man in Tehran. Maybe Bear Trap. Maybe he's gonna play Bear Trap on himself. After which Usuri River Skirmish may be so powerful. No, Nixon. Okay. Bird Trap as the last action round, probably. To be able to discard Long Gunman. Let's start from the Voice of America. Because with this card I may blackmail him in Asia and both Americas at once. Taking one from India. Yeah, he had this one. Ooh. Okay, blackmailing him in Asia may be tougher than I expected. 7-6. So let's ignore Asia for a while. Focusing on Americas, one of which I have in my hand to be scored. If he picks correctly and chooses Panama, I can still take Brazil or even take Mexico and threaten realignments in Brazil. If he picks wrong, I can take Mexico and score yet another Central American control. He picks rather wrong. I'm keeping higher cards for Brazil realignments. So let's cash it, and yeah, Uruguay is now vulnerable. But yeah, I'm waiting with Bear Trap for what he does with grain sales. I feel it might be too risky to take North Korea now with the China card, especially due to getting rid of the China card. I never had time to take Britain. Should I take Germany? Not necessarily now. There are more urgent things to do. Like this one. Of course, Brazil is not very urgent because it doesn't actually affect who dominates South America. So maybe shuttle diplomacy. Shuttle diplomacy is tempting for an event in the Middle East. but still taking Iraq is easy for him, so I think it goes to West Germany. Okay, it doesn't. I should be realigning him when he threatens my Venezuela so strongly. Yes. Let's take a chance on Chile at -1. I got +1, so Venezuela might have been a better choice. Boo! Okay, space race. Camp David for a coup. Nowhere to coup. I should have kept Colombia for a coup. Damn it! Forgot it. So Camp David for an event to save at least one VP. And yeah, his bases. Middle East, Africa, Europe. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I think you may be happy to see this for a bear trap. I think I will risk Missile Envy for an event if he gets off the trap on the first attempt. So Africa is now a problem. Just hope he doesn't get rid on the first attempt. He didn't. So, Missile Envy is a great event in such a case. Oh yeah, it's turn 8 already. So I have to beware. Oh! So you have to skip it. Okay then. So Middle East scoring. 1. Okay, let's calculate it for a while. In Europe I need 5 to dominate. In Africa I need 3 to equalize or 1 successful coup. Two. Three. In Europe, no, I can't afford making any big progress in Europe. So, Middle East scoring as it is. Warsaw Pact formed. To repair Africa to some extent. Europe -1, Africa -2 alliance. Africa. Europe. And Lone Gunman, showing him Allende. Or maybe Allende first. No, Lone Gunman showing him Allende. Defcon at 3, so comfortably. South America, Asia, these are the scoring remaining. I need a battleground coup. And yep. But he is still in the bear trap. And I don't really have good candidates for headlines, but East European unrest looks quite promising. Iranian hostage crisis looks quite nasty on the other hand. Changes Middle East dynamics. Missile envy succeeded. I want to have a coup. I wanted to have a higher coup, but at least I can play Cultural Revolution with impunity. Of course, my cards first, because of his boosted terrorism. Just wanted to use a high card. And now he has to think a while. The map is quite promising for me due to Central America, but Central America tends to be a volatile region. I also have +9. This looks promising to some extent. Mhm. But of course my best bet is still war games or Star Wars maybe. Mhm. So is it realignment time? Not yet. Let's set up some multiple realignments instead. Success, so I'm responding immediately. And success as well, so Star Wars is not a safe play for him. How I love it, how you could Libya now. And now I have to defend myself here by realigning here. On the other hand, I don't really understand why he didn't take from here at least one when he played distal. I know he took all from Romania and Yugoslavia to avoid any effect of independent threats, but still. Very glad he failed this one. So cultural revolution into Chile should secure South America, even if he coups it juicily, plus this should save Central America as well. And you have one last card, and I will have one last turn without the China card in my hand. Oh! So you had Star Wars. So I think this is a good game, because I am picking how I learned to stop worrying. But why didn't you UN intervene, Star Wars? Thank you for watching and see you next time.